Hey everybody, and welcome back to Superman a Crypto Hex Token channel and Pulsechain YouTube. Hope you guys are doing well out there. We're going to get into the mix today. Man, Pulsechain pumps to the moon. The market's down on crypto, but Pulsechain is pumping, looking very, very good. We're getting a lot of bullish TA signs as well. We've got some news around Richard Hart and the SEC for the time frame coming up, so it's going to be fun. What else we got going? We've got some news around crypto, Bitcoin and Ethereum and things like that. So we've got a bit of everything for everybody today. We got Check My Pulse in the house there. First like, nice done, well done. And of course, LFG Superman, woohoo, commencing countdown, engines on. I like that, Check My Pulse. And a big shout out to the Hex Token family. Let's go, Hexaco. We got Drippy in the house as well. Woo! Good to see you, Drippy. Eddie had Avena, Pulsechain ecosystem pumping, moonbound. Woo, yeah. You guys managed to hold on during the tough times, and now it's a green. Looking pretty good. Morning, Superman and family. I'll be looking today's stream, says Brennan, our TA specialist and superstar. We got Solid in the house there. Hello, Superman, and everybody else. Finally caught it live. Nice one, Solid. Great to have you here. We got Ryan as well. Hey, good to see you, Ryan. Pump it up. And we got Crypto Dan. Hi, guys. Let's go, Pulsechain. Woo! Yeah, getting excited. We got Tintop in the house here. What's up, Mexicans? Good to see you, Tintop. And we got Nick as well. Hi, all. Good to see you, Nick, and welcome to the chat there. And, of course, yeah, just get involved. It's how we rock and roll. If you haven't joined our Discord, the link's in the video description. Definitely join up. We got Drix in the house there as well. Hey, Superman. Always a pleasure to see Drix in the house. I'm sure you're enjoying the pump as well, Drix. Dame is here. Is it just me or sound overlapping? Not sure. It seems to be working pretty well. You're the first person to bring up any sound issue for a long time. So it should be fine. Probably just on your side. I'm loving these pumps, says Drippy. I'm ready for more. I think so. And yeah, pump it up. Let's get into it, folks. Without further ado, let's jump into the mix. We're going to get straight into the stock market today and check out how that's going. It's been very bullish on the stock market. Dow Jones is up over 0.5%, 202 points to 37,468. The S&P 500 is up 0.9%, 42 points to 4,780. So nice little jump back today. Nasdaq as well up 1.3%. So tech stocks getting some love there. Obviously with the bond rates, been going up and over around 4% and so forth, gives some resistance for investment there. But nevertheless, Nasdaq is up. And at 15,055, is that crazy or what? Let's look at the max period for Nasdaq. Not quite the all-time high, but man, it is looking good. 15,644 based on this chart. So getting up there, back over 15,000. That's pretty impressive for the tech stocks. We've got the dollar index as well, is at 103, down slightly. And let's look at commodities. Wait for that to update. It sometimes takes a second to just repopulate or something. We got West Texas and Brent oil there at $74, $79. So holding pretty steady there at the moment. Let's look at the last month here. Last month they're kind of in the midpoint, isn't it, really, for West Texas. Gold, however, at 2023, ticking off there just off the top that it had in the last month, which got up to 2,150 or something. It was pretty impressive. Silver at $22.87 at the moment. Both of them pretty much even, just down slightly. What's the news here? Well, initial jobless claims sink to the lowest level since 16 months to rein in early rate cut calls. Man, the person that writes these things are pretty crappy, really. Initial claims for state unemployment benefits dropped 16,000 to a seasonally adjusted 187,000 for the week ended January 13th. The lowest level since September 2022. The data pointing to ongoing strength in the labor market that threatens to boost wage pressures and inflation dented expectations for Fed cut in March. Atlanta Fed President Raphael Bostic said Thursday he moved up his timeline on when the Fed should begin to cut rates to the third quarter of this year. So that's good news, right? July, September, October from the fourth quarter, citing unexpected progress on inflation and economic activity. So that definitely makes, June look more plausible. He's got third quarter, but obviously there's quite a few presidents. I think it's around 21 or something. And yeah, so there we go. Not too bad. Let's see how we get on there. The Fed meeting, of course, is coming up pretty soon. 1 week and just under 6 days away. And of course, the 31st of January, we're expecting a no change on the federal funds rate. In other words, it will stay at 5.5. We are hunting the pivot, of course, and probably not March at this stage, even though 56% of the market is expecting a rate pivot then. But probably May at the earliest is my guess there. But even that's weakened off a little bit there. But the majority of the market, 92.3%, is expecting a pivot in May, and that's probably the earliest time we can expect. And let's see how we get on there. June at the moment is definitely looking like the whole market is still expecting June to pivot, and that would play well into that Bostic's opinion as one of the presidents of the Fed. So we'll see how we get on. All right, so that moves us into crypto. Crypto having a bit of a pullback again, but still holding well over 40,000 for Bitcoin. 41,353 up, down 3.25%, and the Bitcoin dominance is at 48.73%. Ethereum there is down 2.2% at 2,471. So Ethereum really has slipped down there, and obviously we had the Goerli testnet for the Deacon upgrade, so that is a ticking away. Solana is down 7%, so that's a big move down for Solana. BNB though is up 1.2%, so there's a little bit of light there on BNB chain. But you can see everything else is pretty much red across the board. And did this pull down Pulsechain? Well, no, it didn't. Pulsechain hasn't, but we'll get to that in a minute. Pulsechain is pumping to the moon. And let's go over to Bitcoin, have a quick look at that in more depth. We can see that we've broken down through this 20 EMA here on the yellow line. So we've broken below that. Certainly lost that support. But let's change it over to a 50-day. And switch that over, bam, 50-day. How we're doing? Yeah, we're even below the 50-day there, so looking a bit weak there. Obviously, we're looking for horizontal support now, and of course, that's the 40K pretty much. So let's see if we can stay above that at the stage. Yeah, so that's where we are at the moment. What else we got going? We've got obviously the things coming up are the Bitcoin halving that is getting closer and closer, and let's see how many days we got to that. 87 days to go to the Bitcoin halving, approximately. Then we've got the Bitcoin, the Ethereum ETFs coming up as well in May there, so that's expected too. And of course, the Fed pivot maybe in May, June, somewhere like that. So that's when we're expecting the Fed pivot. Bringing in some of the news on that, of course, is some of the ETFs, Bitcoin ETFs, how they've been operating with 3 full days of trading in the books as of the close of business on Tuesday. Net inflows to the newly approved spot Bitcoin exchange traded funds appeared to be about 21,000 Bitcoin, or $894 million at the current price. Well, at the price at the time was 42,600. The new money BlackRock's iShares Bitcoin Trust, the IBIT, leads the way by adding 6,362 Bitcoin, followed by Fidelity's Wise Origin Bitcoin Fund, FBTC, with 12,000 Bitcoin. A sizable exits from Grayscale's Bitcoin Trust, GBTC, which has lost about 25,000 Bitcoin, brought down the overall industry inflow. Into that, until the SEC blessed Bitcoin ETFs last week, GBTC had existed as a closed-end fund. It was converted to an ETF as the other new products from the likes of BlackRock debuted last week. GBTC had to charge customers a 2% fee and held about 630,000 Bitcoin prior to the spot ETF approval. So they lost 25,000 of those so far. While the ETF version of a GBTC charges a reduced management fee of 1.5%, that is still at least 100 basis points more than its new competitors. So we got this fee competition between the Bitcoin ETF providers, and of course there's 11 of those at the moment. As is also a competition between Bitcoin ETF providers and centralized exchanges, right? So a lot of competition happening in that space. Obviously, that would generally mean that fees would be competed down. Remember, it's pretty lucrative business when you've got large volume, and they've still got a pretty healthy fee at the beginning. In addition, its conversion to an ETF meant the fund no longer traded a discount to NAV, net asset value. Combined with these two factors have given GBTC holders good reason to sell, and the early return suggests that's occurring. Nevertheless, the new money coming into ETFs overshadowed that, leading to the net inflows into ETFs overall. Price action has been quieter this week, with Bitcoin mostly down, of course, at press time, of course. That's pretty much it. So it's ticking away, folks. It's ticking away, so we're going to keep tabs on that for sure. All right, let us get on. So it looks like we've had about $10 billion in trading volume too so far. So there we go. That is Bitcoin. Let's move on to Ethereum. Ethereum at the moment obviously pulled back as well. but still holding above the 20 EMA there. Look at that bounce back. So Ethereum looking really strong compared to Bitcoin. And even though it's down today, 2,466, actually obviously stronger there on the moving averages. So good news for Ethereum. And of course, we're expecting, we've got Gurley testnet for a Deacon upgrade testing on Gurley. That'll be the final time that Gurley is used, of course. I think we've got a few little updates about that. So yeah, Ethereum's Gurley testnet successfully forked to Deacon. Obviously, there was about a 3-4 hour delay featuring, because there was a bug there to identify and fix, featuring the Prodank sharding EIP 4844 innovation that paves the way for more major testnet forks, keeping on schedule for now the further move to Ethereum mainnet by end of March there. So that's kind of the target time frame there. So imagine we have the upgrade completed, Prodank sharding completed by March after testing, assuming it's all successful. And then you've got the Ethereum ETFs in May. So March and May, two big key points there for Ethereum. And of course, that's also beneficial from March for the second layer protocols like Optimism and Atrium. I always say it wrong. Atrium. I always get it wrong. Anyway, you know what I'm talking about. Arb. Let's just say Arb there. Sometimes I get it right and I call it as it comes out, and then other times it just messes up. I have no idea why. The consensus coming out of Thursday's All Core Devs meeting was to prepare a new software version by mid next week. This could be used for both Sepolia and Haleski testnets, which is slated for January the 30th and February the 7th. So those are the next two testnets after Gurley. Deacon's concept of blobs is a key component of the upgrade and refers to a large piece of data that is not directly included in the Ethereum block, but is instead referenced by the block. By including extra data for transactions, Ethereum will better serve rollups that use mainnet for data availability. Rollups are expected to see around 90% cost savings, which they will pass on to users in the form of cheaper transactions. So even though the data in blobs is stored off-chain, the integrity and availability of this data is still maintained. Blobs are designed to be cryptographically secure, ensuring that the data they reference is immutable and verifiable there. So kind of cool. They obviously had a bit of issue with that, and that is moving forward. So kind of cool. Ethereum there. So March and May are key dates there for Ethereum. And that takes us on into Richard Hart's ecosystem. Before we do that, though, let's get into the chat and see who else has jumped in there. See who else has arrived. Let's go back all the way up there. I think we've got Damon out. Hello, Hexkins. Good to see you, Dame. Probably of you in the house as well. Good streaming. I appreciate that. Probably of you. Big shout out to you. We've got Wookie in the house. Good to see Wookie, one of our moderators. And we've got Archie as well, another moderator. Hi, all. Good to see you. And our community leader, Brian. Hey, Brian. Good to see you. What's up, folks? What else there? Yeah, if you want to join Strategy Club, join in on that one. There's Wookie's link to join Strategy Club. Absolutely crushing it on there, and get into it. Charity Dunning says hello. Nice to see you, Charity. Matt and Barley as well. Hello, everybody. Hope all having a blast indeed. I think everyone's having a good time. Like the bubbles, the floor is lava. Yeah. In fact, I should bring up the maybe bring up the bubbles. Let's have a look at the bubbles as we get into Pulsechain. Talking about Pulsechain, I might do that too. All right. We got JL in the house there. Good to see you, JL. Welcome. If you're new to the channels, of course, Hex Token channel, so hit the subscribe button now. It's easy to do. Smash the like button as well. If you're new to Superman Crypto, smash the subscribe button, hit the like button. If you're new to Pulsechain YouTube, smash the subscribe and like button there as well. We're streaming to over 10,500 subscribers across those three channels, so big shout out. And if you haven't joined our Discord, links in the video description, which is a good place to be. All right. I think we're going to get back into it. Let's go. That is the crypto bubbles. Can you believe that? But we'll get to it in a minute. We're going to go to Richard Hart. Now, Richard Hart has been posting some pretty good stuff. So 12 hours ago, he posted new highs on Pulsechain, and he's posting how we're getting all these nice double-digit gains on the Richard Hart tokens, Pulse, PulseX, Incentive, and Hex. So posting some cool stuff around Hex and Pulse chart there, being up 183% there in 10 days. I think he's got it on here. And what's that? I think it is PulseX up as well, 179%. So everything looking pretty good. And I think that one is Pulse up as well. So PulseX, sorry, everything looking pretty good on there. That one there must have been Pulse. The Pulse, yeah, that was Pulse there, and that's Pulsex. So Richard Hart pretty excited about where everything is going. New highs. He's had 78,000 views on that just in the few hours that it's been out. So pretty bullish. He also posted a quick one here about Bitcoin. They want to ban your privacy. They want to track you. Only 4 days left to leave your comments. That's at the Federal Register there. It's important that anyone anywhere can do it anonymously. Relevant and substantive comments are best. So if you want to fill that in, get in there and post, go for gold on that one. All right, bam, bam. There we go. All right, let us get into the news about Richard Hart versus the SEC. And of course, we had some updates here, January the 18th. As you guys know, Richard had replied with the big, powerful lineup of 11 lawyers, including one of Elon Musk's legal firms. And they have responded to that. And so on. So that was pretty cool. The SEC had responded with their counter letter. They didn't need to do one, but apparently they did there, and they've just tried to push back on some points. It's kind of back and forth. But then we got a scheduling order on the 18th there with the main document. You can't see, but we've got a little summary of it here. Scheduling order the 18th. The court is in receipt of parties' letters regarding defendants' intended motion to dismiss. A pre-motion conference is not needed. The court adopts the parties agreed upon briefing schedule. Defendant's motion is due April the 8th, 2024. So Richard Hart. Plaintiff response is due July the 8th, 2024. Defendant's reply, if any, is due August 22nd. The court will not be granting any extensions to this generous schedule. Oral argument will be held on October the 24th, 2024 at 2 p.m. In the courtroom at 10D South before Judge Carol Bagley Amon, ordered by Judge Carol Bagley Amon on the 18th there. So that is the time frame this year for Richard Hart versus the SEC. Fun times there. Fun times. So that is pretty much it at the moment on that update. So, that's where we are. We're going to move forward, of course, into the results at the moment. Obviously, the bubbles are looking pretty good. What stands out to you? Can you let me know in the chat what can you see that looks particularly bullish there? Now we've got a big giant bubble here. Now this is the weekly. Let's go to the daily. That's the daily candles. And the daily candles look pretty good, don't they? So you got Hex and Pulse. You got EHEX over here. So looking very, very cool indeed on bubbles. Bubble land. Now someone said bubbles. Tintop said bubbles. There we go. Bubbles are looking good. JL says, I used to be Crypto Journeyman. Wow, that's quite a change in the name there, CJ. JL there. JL1245. Must be something behind that, I'm sure. We got Crypto Clays in the house there. Good morning, Crypto Clays. Always great to have another influence in the space, crushing it, of course. Spreading the good word around Pulsechain and such. Let's get into the results for the day, though. Day 251. Can you believe it? We're over 250 days. Amazing. Day 251. Let's have a look at the results here. We've got Pulse at the moment, 000. It's so good to say 000 rather than quadruple zero. We're 000,143, up 16.2%. We're 43% above the mean sacrifice price, looking pretty good like a boss. We got Pulsex at the moment, still got a bit of work to do, but powering up as well. Quadruple 0566. It is at 56% of the sacrifice price. So still got a lot of room to move to the upside just to get to sacrifice price. We got 22.9%, 23% gain. We love this sort of gains, don't we? And the buy and burn is crushing it, keeps going. 663.7 billion has been bought up and burned, and that is 3.24%. Has that really started to climb with these big volumes? Man, it really has. So 3.24% of the public supply has been bought up and burned. That is so cool. And we're not far away from 3.25, are we? And we were just a tad away. Now, incentive token has been powering it. The superstar, people can't stop talking about it. We're up 50%. 50%. Let's smack myself on the face. 50%. We've got 50 people watching at the moment. We've got 50% on the incentive token. 50 seems to be a cool number. $2.71 with the ratio, which is spectacular. 18,997 on the ratio there for incentive. Now, we only have a limited amount of incentive tokens, right? So relative to this Bio, Pulse, X, and Pulse, and it is at 22 million, at just over 22 million tokens. We've had 118,000 burned through the TRO protocol from DeFi game from Jacob's ecosystem. PHEX has finally made a bit of a move, which is kind of encouraging. We're up 11.5%. It kind of is teasing the breakout on the old PHEX, 11.5% at the moment. So it is actually the worst performer of the last couple of days, obviously, relative to the rest of Rich Hart's tokens. But it does look like it's starting to break some resistance there. At 2.04 cents for PHEX and EHEX at 1 penny. The combined price is 3.301, so almost 3.1 cents, almost. So we're just a tad under that. So that is the results for day 251. We have also been having lots of cool stuff happening over the official bridge. Look at some of these numbers. This is Pulse Alerts. So at Whale Pulse on X social platform. And we've been having quite a bit of money. Like some money's been leaving, of course, but we've had quite a bit of money coming over to Pulsechain over the last 24 hours. So I'm just going to 23 hours here. Just going to go through this. We've got 144,000 bridge to Pulsechain, 44 ETH bridge to Pulsechain, 221,000 bridge to Pulsechain. So it's been pretty good from that point of view. 153,000 DAI bridge to Pulsechain, 250,000 USDC bridge to Pulsechain, 150K DAI bridge to Pulse to Ethereum. So do have a little bit of money leaving there, but we've had so much coming in. 150K bridge to Pulsechain, 305,000 bridge to Pulsechain. So you can sort of see it just keeps coming. And we're going to jump through some of these. 44 ETH bridge to Pulsechain, 127,000 DAI bridge to Pulsechain. So it really is starting to ramp up, which we hadn't seen up to this point. 954,000 DAI bridge to Pulsechain, 500,000 USDC bridge to Ethereum there. So we are having some money leave, but we had so much money coming in. It's pretty awesome. What else we got there? 220,000 3 hours ago. 220,000 DAI bridge to Pulsechain. So some good stuff happening there with the bridging. And of course, we can see that on our bridge numbers. So bridge at the moment up at 125 million, 283,000. So bridge to Pulsechain. So looking pretty good there as well. And this does include Coast down there too, which is almost at 4 million. So Coast has started to lift up too in terms of the amount of money coming through the fiat on ramp through Coast, which is kind of bullish there too. All right, so good news. And this doesn't include the native coins. What doesn't include liquid loans, does it? USDL. So USDL is also doing pretty well. In fact, let's go have a quick look at it while we're talking about it. USDL, that's an internally generated one, but like actually that's not what I'm trying to do there. What are we looking at? Liquid loans. That's where we're going. So let's jump to liquid loans and have a look at the dollars, hot pocket dollars. So yeah, 28.72 million in USDL stable coins at the moment. We're just teetering around that 1 trillion pulse that's collateralized as well, which is a whopping 142 million US dollars at the moment. So yeah, doing very well as liquid loans. All right, so that's some of the highlights there. Let's jump away into the pulse chart. We've got some bullish indicators going on here, right? So we've got an EMA cross here looking pretty good. I'm going to actually hide, let's hide these ones. So you can see this little blue cross here, this little cross here. That's a bullish EMA cross there, looking really good between these two lines, which is the 9 and the 28 day on the exponential moving average. So obviously the short time frame here, the 9 day is in orange, and the longer time frame 26 is in the green there. And we had a bullish cross, and boy, has it been running. It's been running hot. But we also, if we hide that and we pull back the 50-day EMA and the 200-day EMA, we've got a golden cross printed, the first one too. So we've got a golden cross minted, first one. So historic here, so bullish as well. Golden cross, bullish there. So we've got a lot of cool things happening, right? Yeah, baby, yeah. That's all we can say. So it's looking pretty good. We've also got a lot of other bullish indicators. Obviously, we're overbought on the RSI on the daily and on the MACD. Obviously, the MACD looking hot to trot. Look at that. Beautiful, right? Up and away. That's all we can say. Now, let's move out to a longer time frame. Let's move to the weekly. And you can see the weekly there. We've still got plenty of room to move in some degree. We've got 60, sitting around 60, 61 on the RSI on the weekly. We've got two nice weekly candles there. Are looking pretty good as well. So keep an eye on the weekly RSI and maybe we'll have a bit of a pullback or a bit of testing there. So the weekly RSI, very important there, but plenty of room to move. We're not overbought, sorry, I should say, on that one. If we do get up to overbought, I'd be very cautious about that in terms of, buying or whatever else you're going to do. All right, kind of cool. And we're waiting for Pulsex. Pulsex is also doing pretty well. We've got an EMA cross here as well, so looking good. We're at quadruple 05654. The RSI there overbought as well. But on the weekly, similar story really. We've got the RSI there at 61 as well. So team ticking over there. Now, I haven't added the 50-day and the 200-day on here, but on Pulse, we definitely had that golden cross. Pulsex, of course, is waiting for Pounds to the Earn protocol. That's going to be the next big juggernaut blue chip protocol on Pulsechain. It's going to collateralize Pulsex and issue a third stablecoin for Pulsechain, PXDC. So that's going to be hyper bullish for this, particularly in this current climate. So we're looking forward to that. It's going to take Pulsex off the market, and if it does anything like liquid loans, which I'm sure it will, it's going to take a ton of it off the market. Remember, about 6.5%, I think, 6.5% of Pulse has been taken off the market through liquid loans. So we get something similar, maybe even more through Pulse. It's going to be interesting to see. And of course, we're going to have a third native stablecoin, PXDC, which will add internally generated stablecoins as well. Hopefully, we'll have more of those moving around the system as well, as opposed to being just staked in the protocol. That'd be pretty cool to see that. But that's bullish for Pulsex, right? Incentive token, though, is the talk of the town lately. Is at $2.70. We actually got up to $2.92. Can you believe it? So pretty good. Now, obviously, over the long time frame, depending on how you look there, we used to be up at like $79. But back then, of course, we didn't have that many incentive tokens out, because incentive tokens are created by the Pulsex farms, right? They're emitted through that. But here we are ticking away. It's pretty amazing. And what a rally this has been. Isn't that glorious? Really, really cool on the dollars there. So if we look at that just on a ruler, I'll bring that up there. We've been up about 550%. So in 11 days or so, 10 days, which is pretty awesome. So welcome to crypto. Hope you guys are enjoying your time here. All right, so let's go to the ratio to Pulse. Pulse there, we bounced off the 8,500 mark. We're now, what are we teetering? We got up to 19,668. We're currently at 18,970 at the moment on incentive token ratio to Pulse. So looking like a boss, isn't it? Is the old incentive token there. PHEX, of course, has been a bit of a laggard, although it's my favorite child, and so to speak, not the other child, but it's doing pretty well at the moment. We're kind of breaking out here. Look at this. We're breaking this resistance here at 2 cents, which is also the pre-SEC price, right? Let me go to the daily because I haven't got enough chart stuff here. But on the daily, you can see that we were back. Pre-SEC price was 2 cents. We're pretty much at that now, right? So looking pretty good. So we're at pretty much around 2 cents, and here we are at around 2 cents, and looks like we're about to break out, right? Breaking out of here, break out of there, and we're getting pretty close. So we're gonna have a big move on PX. Let's see. We are slightly overbought on the overbought mark on the RSI. You can see that there, and the MACD there is looking pretty good as well, like Pulse and Pulsex. Let's go to the weekly though, and let's get rid of everything else and go full mode. There's the weekly at the moment on PHEX there, looking pretty good. As you saw, we want to get over this resistance. We've done that, and looking pretty nice here as well. RSI, of course, is pretty cool at 59, so even more room to move on PHEX there. So bring it on. That's all I can say. All right, so that is PHEX at the moment. EHEX as well is just teetering at 1 cent here. A lot more resistance here to get over, but once it goes, it's going to go, right? That's what's probably going to happen there with EHEX. We can manage to do that. And the RSI is slightly overbought here on the daily. But if we go to the weekly, let's look at the weekly there. We are chill. We are chill at 58. So that is where we are at the moment on the LPX EHEX. So probably a little bit more room to move there. The combined price of EHEX and PX ticking away here on the 15-minute chart on InvestX. Let's go to the 4 hourly though, and let's see. Hopefully that will render properly. They're going to render every time I go to do it. It decides not to do it. So let's refresh and try again. Verify you are human. Well, I may or may not be human, or maybe AI. Maybe AI. Who knows? Everything is AI now. Right, there we go. Bam. All right, 3.08 cents. Isn't that cool? We'll forget about trying to do the 4 hourly, but this is on the 15-minute chart. 3.08 cents, and we actually got up here the 3.169, which is pretty cool. I'm going to give it one more try just because I'm going to. Oh, there's the 4 hourly. All right, so that's the 4 hourly. Look at that, pretty good, eh? That's the combined price of EX and PX, and we are teetering on a breakout again to the upside. So looking pretty good as old PX in my view, and EX. Pretty good. All right, let's get back into some of the other stats, of course. Let's go to validators. validators at the moment is at 52,600, looking like a boss. We got 1.68 trillion off the market there, so that's looking pretty good as well. So we're still sitting, I don't know, around about 16.5% off the market with Pulse through the validators and through liquid loans. So it's still looking pretty good in that zone. Looking at the gas prices, we're still super cheap. Yeah, 183,000 beats. 9/10 of a penny for a Pulsex swap, 600th of a penny for a Pulsecoin transfer, and 2/10 of a penny for a PRC20 transfer. 2,500 times cheaper than Ethereum. $23 to do a swap on Ethereum at the moment, and 9,689 times cheaper than Bitcoin. Looks like we're pretty much cheaper than all of the ones here. The closest one is Bitcoin Cash, 1.76 cheaper than them. Now, the big kill thing, of course, is compounding and profit sharing. Two big advantages on Pulsechain that we see. So a lot of our protocols are based on those two features, which is fantastic. And the buy and burns. We've got buy and burns. We've got best tokenomics, so that's cool too. So that's day 251. We're going to get into top PRC20s. Let's quickly go through those. What do we got here? So we're sorted by liquidity. Top PRC20, so this is our second category. We've got PDI is up 2% there. Wrap Bitcoin sitting at $75, up 12%. Let's have a look at Wrap Bitcoin. As I said, this might follow the narrative of Bitcoin. Obviously, Bitcoin's down today, but let's see where we are, $75. So this thing might break up over time. It'll be fun to see that play out. Certainly was lagging behind, remember, a lot of the bit moves on Pulsechain, but it moved a little bit there to $75. Treasury Bill is down 60% and Teddy Bear is down 20%. Yeah, so they were on the big move up, and obviously big move down when it goes down. So that's the way it goes. SHIB, the one of the two big meme coins, 19% increase there. Let's have a quick look at SHIB while we're here. SHIB there, okay, it's not too bad, is it? It looks like it's about to break out on this range. So yeah, that's looking kind of very bullish there on the old SHIB. What else there? Pepe, let's go look at Pepe. Pepe is up 11%. So let's look at Pepe, the other big meme coin. And that too is also looking pretty good, isn't it? Looking kind of good there. The RSI is chill at 64, so still a bit of room to move. I actually didn't check the SHIB one there, actually. Let's check the SHIB one quickly. I don't know if I've got the RSI. No, I don't have the RSI in there. So look at the RSI. And that is slightly overboard at the moment. So it might get a little bit of profit taking in here, but it does look like it's teetering to break out there. So we'll see how that performs. Maybe have a little pullback before it goes. What else is going okay? Wise Token's up 14%. Pulse Bitcoin's up 23%. I'm sure people on Pulse Bitcoin will be pretty happy about that. Let's go have a look at Pulse Bitcoin. Yeah, it's had a nice little move up, isn't it? Pretty cool. Let's see what that move is in percentage terms. 267% in about 10 days. So nice little move there for the Pulse Bitcoin crew. Is Fat Sammy out there still leading now? I think Fat Sammy was leading that community now. 8coin is up 64%. That's doing pretty well, isn't it? 27K liquidity. Let's see where that is going. Loading chart settings. Oh, wow, look at that. Hyper pump in the last 2 days. So big pump on that one at the moment on the old 8coin. What else is doing pretty interesting? Lots of double-digit increases. Uniswap up 24% there as well. It's only got 10K liquidity. So we could look at Uniswap. These are the fork copies, by the way, most of these coins. And there we go. That is on the daily there. That is Uniswap. So, yeah, made quite a bit of move there, up to 1.2 cents at the moment. And not too bad at all, not too shabby. Sometimes there's a bit of value in some of these smaller copies with big brand names like Uniswap. Even though it's fake DeFi, right? The fake DeFi. All right, let's move on. Let's go to meme coins, category number 3. What do we got? The Axis Alive, man. Oh, wow. Up 25%. So Axis Alive, obviously, a well-known personality and as one of the influencers in Pulsechain Hex space, a TA specialist. And here we are, $21,500. Got as high as $23,200. Wow, this thing is unrelenting. Wow, what a move that has been. So let's do a little bit of dreaming there. So if you had caught this move, that's almost a 10x, 11x on this one in 43 days. So congratulations to the Axis Alive holders. That's a pretty good fundamental move. One of the better ones, isn't it? So pretty cool. Note token from Randy Alaski is up 10%. Hex Orange Address is up 12% there. Reflux is up 11%. Paul Pleb up 13% there, so some interesting moves. Ben from BitBoy. Now, BitBoy or Ben Armstrong is going to be doing 2 videos on Pulsechain and Hex, I believe, in the coming week. So that's Ben Armstrong, formerly BitBoy. He is going to be doing 2 videos. How about that? Now, is it just is he really keen on the chain because he knows that it's going to rock, or is it just engagement harvesting, right? Or is it a bit of both? It's a bit of both, so you can decide. But in any case, he will be doing 2 videos, and he's got a big following, so that's going to be even more influential for the Pulsechain word to get out there. So that's going to be fun stuff on that one. So yeah, he just put that out, I think, today, Ben Armstrong. So some bullish stuff. All the big influencers talking about Pulsechain. And when you got the rest of the market sort of pulling back and Pulsechain is just galloping at double-digit gains every day, it's fun times, right? Fun times. More token there from Trayvon, up 11%. Fluffy Slippers up 12%. That's pretty much it. Pulse Dodge up 5% there. So that's where we are at the moment on a lot of these tokens. Let's go to the main event though, Pulsechain projects, and see what's hammering there. Algo up 9%. Let's see there. Watt token is up 7%. Now, Watt token obviously is Power City, and of course we're waiting for profit sharing, and of course the Power City Earn protocol, and of course they've got other protocols coming as well. So it's going to be the big party in town. Definitely something worth considering for your blue chip portfolio is the Watt token there, and at the moment that is doing pretty well. Just under half a penny is the price there at the moment. Look at that. It's a pretty nice looking chart, nice and solid. $10.8 million market cap as well. So TikTok, bring it on. Power City Earn protocol and profit sharing, bring it on. What else there? Loan token is down 30%, so maybe an opportunity on loan token to pick up some. Well, blue chip is down. Remember, it's the second biggest TVL protocol. It's sitting just behind Pulsex. So any opportunity you can get picking up some cheaper loan token is always a good idea, potentially. Not financial advice, of course. Peak Drip is up 12%. Pateus is up 15%. Pateus has actually been tromping it. And as you guys know, it is pretty much probably our most successful DEX aggregator other than maybe PortalX. But 13.6 cents is that. Look at that. Pretty badass. So lots of opportunity on Pulsechain apparently. Apparently there is. We've gone from the Fudsters to the Pumpers or something like that, whatever that is. So how much are we up there? 364% at the moment on Bateas with a $7 million market cap, $409,000 liquidity, 153 makers at the moment, doing pretty well. Still really starting to bolt there in terms of value. What else is doing pretty well? Now we have had Tetra is up 4.5%. Is one of our top tech sort of innovating DeFi platforms. They got tons of protocols coming up, so we're waiting for that to happen. So it's definitely one to target if you're looking for some opportunities. This is definitely one. I know it's rallied quite a bit there, so you might want to let it cool down a little bit maybe. But definitely Tetra is a one to keep an eye on. What else there? Mintra has been on a tear these days. So Mintra has been pumped. There's been some big money pumping Mintra. The volumes of Mintra aren't so hot, but the price is being pumped, that's for sure. And there we are at over half a penny at the moment. So certainly something, maybe some opportunity there that keeps getting cash pumped into it. TRH is up 12%, so we're waiting for TRH version 4 to come out from Jacob's ecosystem. So we're just waiting for him to do that. I was hoping to have, as you guys know, a live stream at the end of last year, but he's just obviously not ready. So we'll just wait and see when Jacob is ready for all his updates. He's got TRH v4, TYZZ. He's got obviously PUSD Algo updates. We did an update on the other day, so he's got the 3 big projects and I think PulseBot launching on another chain as well. So we'll see how that goes. PulseBot performing very well so far. Beetroot is up 7% there. Another one to keep a lookout and an eye out for as well. Time Token up 20%. Time Token doing pretty well. Obviously, Internet Money Wallet. Look at that chart looking pretty good too. Let's quickly look at how far that is up because that's doing pretty well. 277% in 11 days. So some pretty mad gains. Feels good. Feels good on Pulsechain. Some pretty mad gains in some of these better projects as well. Hocus Pocus up 42%. Wow, that's pretty good. A nice little power move from Hocus Pocus. Couldn't even have it in my candle there. But that is Hocus Pocus looking like a boss, up 42%. How much is that up over the last couple of days? That is up 380%. So well done to you if you got some Hocus Pocus there. Get those cauldrons working for you. Now they're going to be coming up with I don't know if they've got it out yet, that wizard, with LP farm wizard, where you're going to be able to find all the best yields. We're probably going to be using that on this channel because it's a really cool site. Afear is up 9% there as well. I think Tixon token was up quite a bit too. Now everything's up across the board. Weight token's up from Coast, the Fiat on ramp there. Pulse LN, the on ramp as well. So both on ramps are doing pretty well. Pulse LN up 32%. 1.5 cents at the moment. So man, everything is just crushing at the moment. Look at that, Pulse LN, and of course they just recently increased their tradable limit, their on ramping limit to $2,500. So that's going to be useful for a lot of people. Very cool there from Pulse LN. So Pulse LN looking good. The Coast on ramp, of course, almost at $4 million in fiat on ramping to Pulsechain, and that's getting priced up as well. In fact, this looks a little bit cheap. Doesn't it look a bit underpriced? $2.3 million there. So keep a lookout on this one. That is Coast and Weight token there. What else there is doing well? Water token up 12%. Burn token up 12%. So some of the TRH tokens are doing well. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So that is the 4th main coins there. Kind of cool. That is pretty much it. And we're going to get into Hex Daily Stats in a second. But before we do that, let's catch up in the chat and see who else has jumped in here. Bam, bam, bam. Let's get back up to the top. There we go. Let me look down here. We got JL says it's my union local. Oh, nice one there, CJ. There. What else there? 251 days went by fast. To check my pulse. Certainly did. We got Joey Torres in the house there. Hi all, good to see you, Joey. There is the Discord. If you guys want to join up, hit the Discord link and join up today. We've got 2 memberships. We've got the general membership for Pulsechain Hex Discord, and then we have a private club for multi-chain projects, which is the strategy club. And join that because we are doing pretty well on there as well. Doing multi-chain projects. Always good to have some diversification in your portfolio. What else there? Oh, there it is. There's check my pulse. Oh yeah, we did look at the bridge stuff. Yeah, sure. What else there? We've got Hex Enthusiast. Shoo! Hey, good to see you. Great intel, Superman. Very dense. Thanks. Tame says, oh, you're welcome. Dense. You are my density. Isn't that all Back to the Future? You are my Crispin Glover. You are my density. What else there? Let's jump through some of those. Christian says, let's go. RH tokens. Take me to the Mars. Indeed. Peppy, let's go as well. Yeah, Peppy's doing pretty well. What else there? Got a Heidi Class there. Patias, let's go, says Christian. Yeah, you like in a lot of these, they are doing pretty good. There's a lot of good options on Pulsechain that they're going to do particularly well. So it's always good to keep up to date with those. Now there are riskier projects out that have been launched recently, like Warren and other ones like that. I just don't generally talk about them because they can be pretty risky. I mean, I would have fun talking about them, but you know, it's like I don't want to get too risky on some of these things. What else we got there? Yeah, cool. All right. Adam says incentive is upgradable by the contract owner. Who knows what may happen? That's right. Could be something amazing. Absolutely, Adam. Absolutely. All right. I don't know if we've got the Hex Daily Stats out yet, but let's have a quick look. 508. No, nothing's out yet. Am I doing too fast again? I'm too fast again today. Too fast on the live streams. That's what happens there. Now get into the chat there, folks. If you guys got any, Christian says, Superman, you know I'm the DJing king. Well, yes, indeed, you are. So yeah, we've got Richard Hart versus the SEC. That is going to be going along through the year. So nothing to see there, folks. Meanwhile, the chains can hyper pump over the year. We've got so much bullishness coming, haven't we? It really is cool. Obviously got a bit of a pullback in the crypto at the moment, but everything's looking pretty good. Moving ahead. And what do we say? We've got Bitcoin halving in April, May, Ethereum, Protodank sharding upgrade in March. So March, April, May looking super good. Fed pivot in May, June, and then maybe monetary expansion as well. It could be a double whammy. And then the election at the end of the year, which is pretty cool. Now, here's some of the cool things actually about the US election, which I wanted to talk about. So we actually had Trump did a speech today Obviously, we talked about him winning Ohio the other day, but he is good news. As you guys know, CDBCs are really dangerous. They basically would tie everybody into a system, and then it could match credit scores and things like that, right? So pretty nasty things. A CBDC, centralized programmable money, basically means that if they don't like your politics, they don't like your views, they can basically throw you out of the system. Imagine you trying to pay for some bread. Imagine you trying to even farm independently. Imagine you try to get out of the system and you have to pay land taxes or anything like that, and you can't pay. You can't pay anything, right? So they could arrest you and all sorts of stuff. So it has some really, really bad consequences. There really is nothing good about it. And good news around Trump today, because he was calling this out. So let's hear from this little snippet here.
And I'm also making another promise to protect Americans from government tyranny. As your president, I will never allow the creation of a central bank digital currency. Do you know about that?
So that was fantastic news. Obviously, the rest of them, the Democrats, the Bidens, even the Republic, some of the Republicans, which they call rhinos and stuff like that, are all part of this globalist thing where they want to get rid of democracy, like democracy in name only, right? So they undermine it, and then they push through things like CBDCs and stuff like this. And of course, at the moment, they've got WEF and Davos things on at the moment. And of course, they're all setting us up, right? They're all setting up all the people. They think they're better than everybody else, and they're setting up some sort of nightmare control. And pretty much Trump's the only one that's going to push that back, right? Push on that back and keep our freedom, which has been the most successful, society in human history, right? So we really definitely want to protect our freedoms, and the CBDC would just be utter control, really. So got to keep away from those things. Anyway, so that is cool from that. Another cool thing, of course, is with all the pumps that we've had going on at the moment. Richard's kind of alluded to the fact that things are really going to warm up this year. So this is this little clip that I edited with Richard Hart from his Christmas video with some really key insights into how the year's going to unfold. And of course, not financial advice, but so far so good, right? Things have played out pretty well from Richard Hart. So let's hear this quick video.
So Pulsechain has higher throughput, better security, lower environmental impact to the point of nearly none, is a newer coin with more features, is faster than Bitcoin. But Bitcoin has an $800 billion market cap. Pulsechain doesn't. Why? Well, we're new. We're on the way, right? Things will get better, in my opinion. So and for you listening, is that a forward-looking price statement? Nope, not a forward-looking price statement, not financial advice. So we've got a wonderful network. We've got wonderful features. We've got wonderful airdrop. There's, you can do lending on the Pulsechain network. There's projects that let you borrow coins. There's projects that there's stable coins on Pulsechain. There's all types of stuff people have launched on Pulsechain. Guys, the network is good. Works great. Oh, and the bridge is free too. Somebody set the bridge to 0 fee so that using the bridge has no fee both directions. So if you go to bridge.pulsechain.com, there's no fees currently. In, out, either way, no fees. Now you're going to pay a fee on the Ethereum network. Nothing you can do about that. That's Ethereum's side, right? So you got a great network, and you got a ton of free coins, and it's been worked flawlessly for 7 months. Go make it great, guys. You can launch stuff on it, use it, build fiat on-ramps, make a money transmitter in your state, make a licensed money transmitter in your state, and you can, make the community better.
So I thought that was a really bullish opening for Richard for Christmas, New Year, and man, it's played out one after another. The big court challenge versus SEC, the market's pumping, really cool. So very, very nice. The other thing, of course, he put out in a video a long time ago was about the magic carpet ride, and I think there's another great video, so we'll just quickly check this one out too.
In theory, if someone were a billionaire and they had all this money, why wouldn't they just buy more of the thing they liked instead of dumping the thing they liked? Like if Bezos bought shares in Amazon, would you be pissed off? If Apple does a stock buyback and they buy more of their own shares in their company back from the public, which is a way to turn earnings into yield for the shareholders, do you get mad and yell at Apple? And so we had to come up with a word for this fan fiction fantasy, which is the opposite of a rug pull, called a magic carpet ride. And so if you're worried about risk of a rug pull, what weighted value have you given the risk of a magic carpet ride? And it's just hilarious to me.
All right, so some super bullish stuff from Richard, both in the new year and that old clip from back in the day. So very, very excited about where Pulsechain's heading this year. And I love, I think he's got the dream team, legal firms there, going to fight back big time. Like it's a big pushback. So Richard's going in like a boss with that, and we wish him the very best in that place. Now we're going to get into obviously the Hex Daily Stats when it comes out. It's not quite out yet, but in the meantime, let's go through a couple of these questions in the chat. Dame says, "Don't worry, being faster better than being slower. We'll rewind if needed." I'm not sure what that was referring to exactly. Are you talking about the blockchain or the video? I'm not sure. Hexicans are fast people. They are indeed. What's that? We should have a Hexican race actually. Maybe a potato sack race there. StakeX says, "Mr. Potato Head, Biden was in my hometown of Raleigh, North Carolina. Confused as hell at the Burger Hut," says StakeX. JL says, "I've been using Staker at Bummer. That's going away." Now we've got a new site, hexscout.com. So if you haven't used Hex Scout, it is kind of the place to be for Hex. It's a really, really terrific site. It's got everything that you need there. So Hex Scout. Let me just see if I can find that. Hex Scout and so this is Hex Scout. Let me just show that to you. Bam. So that is Hex Scout. So this is a place where you can go to portfolio and you can paste in your address and you can see your whole portfolio. It's really great. Like what your miners are, how much interest you've earned, all that sort of stuff. It's got everything you possibly want. There are some examples here, of course. You can click on some of the Godwile stuff here, and it just shows you how much Hex they've got. It's got liquid Hex, stake Hex. You can go down to the stakes. You can have a look at individual stakes. Pretty cool. And for those that may be in an emergency and they need to early in stake, if you are in an unfortunate situation, they do have the in stake fee there. If you so need it will show you what your in stake amount is and all sorts of stuff. So what you're getting net, which is very useful, because otherwise you wouldn't know what that is. So pretty cool site. It's got many other things though: credit card, swapping, staking. It's got ladders and news and stuff like that. So it really is a cool site for everything. So it's a good, super better. It's much better actually than Staker at. So it's really, really cool. So that is Staker Hex Scout. So I'll post that in the chat there if you want to check that out. Bam. All right. That's kind of cool. So that is, there we go. Bam, bam, bam. Hex Scouts. What else is going on there? Got that comment. Let me just go through those. Christian says, "Christian is what's going to happen once he leaves office. Will the new party try to change it?" Well, it will depend. No one knows the future, but at least you're going to stop it for a time being, and maybe they'll put enough roadblocks as well to make it more difficult. Who knows? We'll see. But better that be stopped as much as possible, at least held back. Took Vivek to talking to him. He finally committed to that. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, well, Vivek obviously did a great job. He obviously suspended his campaign. Very, very cool. So that is cool news. Bridge might be free, but Ethereum ain't. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, so just remember that if you are bridging back from the Pulsechain to Ethereum, that you will need to pay Ethereum to claim it back on the Ethereum side. Sending stuff from Ethereum to Pulsechain is free, and there's no claim fee, but because the bridge validators pay it. But you on the Ethereum side, you will have to pay Ethereum to claim it. So if Ethereum gas is really high, you will have to pay that. So just remember, don't get trapped sending stuff back to Ethereum if that's what you are doing, and you got that high gas fee over there. So you got to make sure you got enough Ethereum in there. Just for those that might be might not have the Ethereum they need to claim. So just remember that. Sandy Beach in the house there, another influence in the space. Hello, Hex Token, everybody. Good to see you, Sandy Beach. What else there? Jump through those. What else there? That's it. Thank you. You're most welcome there, JL. All right. I think we've got the Hex Day stats, have we? Have we? I think we have. No, we haven't. No. Where are they? What come my next day stats? I'm just too fast lately because we haven't had many projects launching recently. So there have been one or two, but they've been far too risky. So I don't even talk about those. I tried to limit the riskiness because it's can be trappy. Some things can look like so good, but anyway. So the Hex Day stats not quite out yet. The one thing we are waiting for PUSD Algo that's going to be extended for 45 days. So we'll talk about that when it does come out. And any other news, we have got lots of projects potentially coming up. Obviously, Tetra, Power City, Win-Win, Jacobs Systems got multiple protocols, and there's many others. So we'll try and get to all those when they do launch. Yeah, that's it. Just looking at the stable coins. Yep, that's pretty much it at the moment. See if the stats are there. No stats. All right. Well, it looks like they're not stats on that out. So I might wrap that up, but I might talk about them tomorrow on the Hex Daily Stats. Hopefully we'll get the right timing right. And I'll get to talk about that. Hope you guys have enjoyed the show today and enjoying the pump. The pump has been fantastic. And this year's going to be spectacular, I'm sure. So enjoy the ride, as we say. Lots of opportunity in Pulsechain at the moment. Definitely with the Power City M protocol coming up as well. Still got to head back to the main sacrifice prices. A lot of opportunity there too. Incentive token is crushing it, of course. PX looks like it's trying to push over that 3 cent mark. And that could be a nice move as well. So some good times in the Pulsechain ecosystem. Some of the blue chips, of course. A lot of the utility projects doing very, very well indeed. The on-ramps, the DEX aggregators, some of the bigger DEXs are really starting to shine. Some of the leading edge DeFi on Pulsechain starting to shine as well. So it's good times all around, I would say. And of course, Richard doing some incredible leadership around X social platform and pushback versus ECC. We've got pretty much a dream lineup for the year in terms of crypto news with the Bitcoin halving, the Ethereum ETFs, and everything else. It really is going to be a fun year, folks. And you guys have made it through the bear market, and hopefully you guys are starting to enjoy the bull market and Pulsechain moving in particular against the trend too. Today, against the trend of crypto, Pulsechain is green, and we love it. All right, okay. Cheers, says Brennan. You're welcome. Woohoo, says Jay. Everything and looking good. All right, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, hit the bell. I will be in Discord, of course. Catch me in there, and links are in the video description. And until next time, take care, everybody, and onwards and upwards, as we say. Apparently I can't play this old video that I used to play Richard dancing because apparently there's some copyright music on there now, which is a bit of a shame. So in any case, I'm going to play the other one. All right, peace out. Bye for now.
Well, I drifted off again at work, thinking about Pulsechain. And occasionally I think back to that twerk, Richard Hart bringing his game. Well, I didn't make the sacrifice 'cause I came too late, but day one I'm still making it rain. Oh, I drifted off again at work, thinking about Pulsechain. I woke up in a sweat last night, dreaming about Pulse X. Won't be long before I'm going to bed wearing a Rolex. There's so much to love about it, I can't pick my favorite. It's almost better than sex. Well, oh, I woke up in a sweat last night, dreaming about Pulse X. If you wanna be set up for life, you You better stake your Hex. Might as well start with 5, a financial suplex. Generational wealth is just a click away. It's a Nobel Prize worthy flex. If you wanna be set up for life, you better stake your Hex. A financial suplex. A Nobel Prize worthy flex. You better stake your Hex.